Hello, this video will teach you about the options you have for naming your HotDocs components. Establishing a component naming convention is an industry standard that ensures that your document template set will be consistent from one template to another, and thus will allow for answer flow through template to template. We've all been in the situation where we've just created a new template and we need to create the variables on the face of the document. And so you click your variable field button and choose your variable type, and then you're met with the field here that you need to provide a name for the variable. And so we have to keep in mind that the name of this variable will possibly be used from template to template. And in order for it to carry an answer from template to template, then we need to make sure that we create one variable and then it's consistently the same template to template. And by the same, I mean as far as initial caps or spaces or however you write out that variable name. It has to be exactly the same in order for the answer to flow through template to template. Therefore, it's a really good idea to establish a component naming convention. And so for this training, I'm going to show you a blog post that I wrote a couple of years ago where I talked about some options you have for creating your own component naming convention. So the first section here talks about some characters that you shouldn't use in your component names, and we also talk about a case, in other words, like uppercase or lowercase, that you should avoid. In general, though, component names should be relatively short yet meaningful. A component name can have up to 50 characters, so that's your maximum. And that's including letters, numbers, some symbols. It includes spaces as well. However, the first character must be a letter, so you can't begin a component name with a number or a symbol. Each component name must be unique, so even if you've got a text variable and a number variable as different variable types, their names cannot be identical. The following characters may be used only if there's a character other than a space immediately before or after it. However, use of these characters is strongly discouraged considering possible future changes to HotDocs. So these are the plus sign, the hyphen, the asterisk, the forward slash, greater than and less than signs, greater than are equal to and less than are equal to signs, equals and does not equal. Now this table shows that the characters that you cannot use when naming your components. And both of these tables are actually in HotDocs help. So if you have some questions about what characters you can use or cannot use, you can also look at HotDocs help under the section for creating variables. So, the period, the dollar sign, quotation mark, colon, and so forth. All these characters are also used in scripting or elsewhere, and so HotDocs forbids them being part of the component name. Now, the case that we're talking about that we would discourage the use of is the uppercase. So having your component names in all caps. So for example, if you named a component add attorney to MC and it's in all caps, the problem comes when you've used an instruction word that's reserved in HotDocs in your component name. And so if you try to create a variable with a current reserved instruction word, then HotDocs will throw an error. But what we're trying to prevent is you using words in all caps that would possibly be future instruction words in HotDocs. So we discourage the use of uppercase unless unless your uppercase is something like Addy here, where you know that that's not going to be an instruction word. Or many other acronyms like ABC in all caps, or BRE in all caps. Acronyms like that can be used in your component names. So just keep that in mind. What we're the principle here is to avoid words in all caps that would possibly be an instruction or an expression model in the future. Okay, so as far as case goes, when you're creating a component name, then you have several options. You can do camel case, which is where the initial letter of each part of the component name is capitalized, and the rest of the part of the name is lowercase, and there are no spaces. So if we go back to my document here, if I were to use camel case here, then I would say landlord name. The other option is to use just initial caps with a space, so that the first letter of the first word is capitalized, but then everything else is lowercase. You can also keep a space in there and do landlord name like that. Or some people do put an underscore there, so it's landlord underscore name. And so these are some of the variations. It is, of course, possible to have all your variables be lowercase. So you could do landlord name like that, or like that. And so those are some options, certainly. But we discourage putting your component name in uppercase entirely, unless you abide by the exceptions to the rule where the uppercase letters will not represent anything that could be intelligible as an instruction word or expression model.